After years of waiting, the highly anticipated sequel of Black Panther finally hit the screens last November. The movie did justice in honoring the legacy of the late Chadwick Boseman and at the same time shining the spotlight on several characters in the movie. But for today's episode, we'll be looking back at the first movie and listing down the best characters in Black Panther ever, so make sure you tune in for more. So without further ado, let's see who are the 10 best characters in Black Panther. Starting today's list is Martin Freeman's Everett Ross at the number 10 spot. In the time where superheroes are continually saving the world, Ross has always been a bit of an odd character in the MCU, acting as an awkward stand-in for the largely ineffective US government. The thing that bothered us the most about him was that in an ideal world, we believe this is a role that would have been filled by Phil Coulson, leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was killed off in the Avengers but then resurrected for the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, never making it back to the films. We think he does alright here in the bewildered white guy being the first to learn the secrets of Wakanda. Ross performs alright with the material he has, but it must be difficult to compete with the rest of this cast. Then on the number 9 spot, we have Sterling K. Brown's Njobu. The only thing we could have liked to see more of was Sterling K. Brown's Njobu. He plays a crucial role in the entire plot despite appearing in a few scenes and wanting to use force to arm oppressed people around the world. He does a remarkable job of playing the opposition to T'Challa's father, isolationism. We won't disclose too much more than that, but the ancestral plane scene with him was one of our favorites. The award-winning actor has a little part, but he excels in it. Moving on to the number 8 spot, we have Andy Serkis's Ulysses Clow. Given that Andy Serkis is the master of CGI mocapping in movies like Lord of the Rings and Planet of the Apes, it's a shame that he doesn't receive more real screen time. However, he has a lot of fun in this role as the sidekick Clow, grinning during his action scenes and playing a crucial role in Killmonger's plot, which deviates from what I had anticipated. Next up, we have Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia. Although we believe Nakia to be a significant character in the movie, we felt that other characters had a somewhat greater influence on us. However, that's not really the focus of her character, as she serves as a warrior, spy, and ultimately peacemaker as Wakanda finds its position in the world. The movie doesn't really have a lot of time to reignite her romance with T'Challa. Then on the number 6 spot, there's Daniel Kaluuya's W'Kabi. We found W'Kabi to be an intriguing character because of how skillfully the movie drew lines between him and T'Challa, which may later be exploited. One of the more intriguing dynamics of the movie is his connection with both T'Challa and Okoye, and Kaluuya excels in his few sequences. Now, we're on to the upper half of the ranking. Who do you think are the characters included from here on out? Continuing with the list, we have Winston Duke's M'Baku. M'Baku, who is essentially the schoolyard bully of Wakanda, is portrayed by Winston Duke. In a scene-stealing performance, M'Baku is absent for a significant portion of the film, but reappears with some of the finest comments and situations. Another illustration of a minor character doing something significantly more fascinating than he would in most other films. Then at number 4, we have the late Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. We do have Black Panther himself just at number 4 here, since this cast is so excellent, but make no mistake, Boseman is fantastic as T'Challa. In contrast to the majority of the other Marvel characters, he is kind, polite, and honorable, and rarely loses his temper. He is regal and a different kind of hero than those we have previously encountered. Rather than working to put an end to some global threat, he is instead trying to figure out how to use Wakanda's amazing resources and skills to benefit the rest of the world, even though doing so might put his own people in danger. Then at the number 3 spot, we have Danai Gurira's Okoye. We're happy that Danai Gurira was able to take a few months off from The Walking Dead to focus on this project because it made the movie much better and should help raise her profile. She could possibly be the most fearsome character in a film full of fierce individuals. She has the best battle scenes in the film, and she is hilarious and emotive. From beginning to end, Okoye was fantastic. Then at number 2, there's Michael B. Jordan's Eric Killmonger. It's commonly known that Marvel struggles with villains since no one ever quite measures up to Loki, but things have just started to change, and Killmonger may very well be the best antagonist in the MCU since Loki. It's practically impossible to cheer against Jordan in this situation because of his charisma, which is kind of the goal. When it comes to invading Wakanda and attempting to seize power, he actually follows a lot of rules. And if you understand his backstory, you might even find yourself arguing that you don't actually blame him for at least some of the decisions he's made. Compared to other villains in this genre, his plot is is more complex and he contributes to the movie's success. Then finally, topping today's list is none other than Letitia Wright's Shuri. We adore the idea of a superhero movie's tech expert not being some glasses-wearing white male, but rather T'Challa's younger sister, a teenage black lady. Shuri was just great. It may seem insignificant, but Shuri's role in Black Panther in particular was one that particularly struck with me because it challenges stereotypes in so many different ways. Shuri is a great character actor who, in addition to being technologically advanced, is given life and color by Letitia Wright. She has a bright career ahead of her, and it's difficult not to see it. In a film filled with fantastic characters, Shuri was unquestionably our favorite, and we hope that wherever Black Panther appears next, she will be present as well. So what's our takeaway from the Black Panther movie? Black Panther is amazing. It has the best reviews of any superhero film ever, shattered box office records, and did all of this while being a crucial turning point for the representation of African Americans in the genre. The breadth of Black Panther's cast, which is one of the strongest ensembles we've seen in any superhero movie, outside of the Avengers themselves, is what most impressed us about the movie. While T'Challa, the titular Black Panther, is the headliner, he is only one component of the film's success. The entire ensemble, together with director Ryan Coogler, worked to produce something truly original that the genre hasn't seen before. Moving forward to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the sequel continues to break box office records even as we speak. As weekend box office totals are on pace to reach a 2022 low, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will have one more chance to dominate domestic charts. For the 3 days, analysts predicted that total ticket sales for all theater releases will be 38.5 million. That's not simply the lowest overall performance in recent months, it's also barely above the roughly $35 million total weekend box office take from January 28th through February 29th, the base for the domestic box office this year. After a lackluster Thanksgiving holiday, exhibitors are hoping that the opening of Avatar: The Way of Water this coming weekend would provide a significant lift before 2023. Wakanda Forever contributed a significant portion of the weekend's figures and has been the box office champion since its release in mid-November, facing virtually no competition. The Marvel sequel took in $2.8 million on Friday over 3,725 screens, putting it on track for a weekend take of approximately $11 million. At this time, $401 million has been spent on domestic ticket sales for the Black Panther sequel. The movie will shortly surpass Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, another Marvel movie which took in $411 million, to overtake it as the second highest grossing domestic picture of 2022, just behind Top Gun: Maverick. Speaking of Wakanda Forever, this movie just introduced a new frontier for cinema, which is underwater acting. Tenoch Huerta Mejia's pivotal scene in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever required 2 minutes of no breathing. The actor mouthed the dialogue while his superpowered role, the king of an undersea nation, rallied his subjects to fight during the sequence, which was recorded while he was immersed in a big water tank. Huerta did many takes while perched on a throne 10 feet below the ground, disobeying his body's need for oxygen. The actor claimed that he was free to improvise because he didn't fear drowning. Unexpectedly, Huerta had no swimming skills when he was cast as Namor in the Marvel Studios sequel. Hollywood is holding its breath as it enters the newest realm of blockbuster filmmaking. When filmmakers wanted to disorient audiences who had seen it all before, underwater realms took precedence over space and other strange environments. Characters who live as peacefully as clams in water are necessary for two of the highest anticipated theatrical releases of the year, Wakanda Forever and James Cameron's much-anticipated Avatar sequel, that required house-sized water tanks, state-of-the-art camera equipment, and actors with iron lungs to pull it off. The new film's ocean-dwelling Metkayina clan is portrayed by a group of actors who were taught to look at home underwater by instructors more used to preparing individuals for spearfishing and competitive freediving. The training program outlined by Chris Dennison, a stunt coordinator and freedive instructor who worked on both Avatar: The Way of Water and Wakanda Forever, increased the performers' mental as well as physical capabilities. He explained to them that the feeling of running out of air is comparable to the low fuel indicator in a car's dashboard. These symptoms, such as diaphragmic contractions, tingling in the limbs, blurred vision, and freakish emotions, are partly brought on by the body's accumulation of toxic carbon dioxide. Despite those red flags, there is still fuel in the tank or oxygen in the blood that, with practice, practice may be drawn upon. The key, according to Dennison, is to maintain that fuel reserve and learn when to breathe to avoid running out of oxygen and losing awareness and motor control. With that, my friends, we are wrapping up today's video about the 10 best characters of Black Panther and other related news about the movie. In your opinion, who is the best character in Black Panther overall? Let us know in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching today's video. Before you go, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.